I think that across Canada, but especially in Alberta, we are experiencing an epidemic of domestic violence.
It's a trend no one wants to see. Instances of domestic violence appear to be on the rise across the country and here in Alberta. This province owning either the second or third highest rates in the country, and there could be many reasons why.
We know that when natural disasters or economic dips happen, that those communities are always more impacted by domestic violence. So those communities are, it depends on that, when there's a fire or a flood or that sort of thing. We also know that Indigenous people have higher rates of experiencing domestic violence. And one of the things you and I had chatted about is that Airdrie has higher rates of domestic violence. In fact, there was a study done in Airdrie, I think it was 3 or 4 years ago, that found that Airdrie had rates of domestic violence 4 times higher than the rest of the province of Alberta.
Andrea Silverstone, the executive director of SAGES Domestic Violence Prevention Society, says we all have a role to play in putting an end to this trend.
What we know is that most people who are experiencing domestic violence or using violence, the first person that they tell is a confidant, a friend or family member. And the thing that we actually need to do is build capacity amongst Albertans, because most of us are confidants for somebody, about how to recognize domestic violence, respond appropriately once we recognize it, and then help our friend or family member get the supports that they need.
Silverstone says for too long we haven't been good at having a public conversation about domestic violence, and that it's on us to ask questions when things don't add up and be aware of telltale signs of abuse.
That a person cancels on them all the time, or that they never come out with you alone. Their partner always accompanies them. That they talk a lot about the fear of disappointing or not living up to a standard that's been set for them in a way that it's clear that it's making them very anxious.
If you or someone you know is experiencing domestic abuse or using violence, go to connectnetwork.ca or call 1-403-234-SAFE. In Calgary, Tara Overholt, City News.